Hello everyone and welcome to a Dota 2 Advanced Guide. This series is dedicated to practical high skill methods to improving your play. Now, if you clicked on this video, it's because you want to increase your MMR. And today, I'll be giving you the 6 idiot-proof steps to achieving your goals. Be warned though, these methods aren't some clickbait trick like do XYZ and you're instantly 12k. No, these are real concrete steps that you need to take fully to heart if you actually want to get better. So pause this video, get a workbook, open a Word document, whatever, just take some notes because the first step is picking a skill. The most important thing a player can do to increase their MMR is obviously to get better. And I hear this all the time in guides, but it's never actually addressed what getting better really means. Well, improving at Dota relies on your ability and efficiency in carrying out specific things in the game. So to increase your MMR, it would follow that you should pick a skill you want to get better at and work on mastering it. The more specific the better. You can choose last hitting and a particular hero, or even last hitting with that hero. I'll include a large list of specific skills pros utilize to get better so that you're never lost on what you can improve on. Whatever you choose, make sure there's no way it could possibly be portrayed as vague. If it's too vague, you won't know how to start or when you're done. And although measuring outcomes is important, the real goal is making sure you practice. Consider changing any goal you set from, I want to stack this camp perfectly 10 times in a row, to something like, I want to stack this camp 3 times in a row every day for a week, or I want to stack 4 times a game. This way it becomes a habit and much more easy to pull off in a ranked game as a result. After you've chosen a skill and set a goal, you'll want to watch the pros. After you've chosen a skill you want to get better at, you'll want to see how high-level players are executing it. Really break down their replays and think about every action they're taking. Why is he pushing lane right now? What decisions won him that fight? And what value is in the ward they just placed? You want to be able to give a reason for every action pertaining to whatever skill you choose. I'm going to give a little shout out here. A great channel for this is D2 Bowie, who goes over why pros do the things they do. After this, you can apply what you've learned by playing some games. Now the fun starts. You picked a skill, you've watched the pros, and now you get to test out what you've learned so far. So play unranked or party queue, if you have friends that is, and test out your theories. I would advise you to play a minimum of 10 games just to get a good sample size and practice. If you only play 1 or 2 practice games, you'll run the risk of doing very well or very poorly, and forgetting these games are for practice. Not to win or lose, but to test your application of and efficiency in a certain topic. Another way to go about this is to isolate yourself in a practice lobby for skills that don't really require other players like last hitting or lane control. As a side note, this is a good halfway point in the guide to choose another skill if you only want to get moderately good at a lot of stuff. Steps 4 through 6 will deal mostly in specialization. So if you think it'd be better for you to have a decent understanding of a lot of skills than a professional understanding of some, feel free to repeat steps 1 through 3 on any skill you want to practice. But once you've gotten that practice in and you want to go further, the next step to increasing your MMR is to analyze your replays. You know what the pros do. You might even know why they do it. You've tried it out, and now your goal is to analyze your replays and figure out what benchmarks separate you from the best of the best. Pick apart your replays and find common mistakes, misclicks, or even things you just forgot to do. For example, if you're practicing last hitting on anti-mage, take notice as to why you got your Battle Fury 30 seconds later than some other guy. Did you give up a death? Did you miss a stack camp? Was your lane equilibrium somehow messed up? In this step, it's your mission to find any milestones or timings that the pros are hitting that you aren't, and why. Now this will take a while, so instead of coarsely looking over all your replays, select 1 or 2 a week that you think will give you the most insight. Most of the time, it's one game that goes very poorly where all your mistakes are revealed. While you're doing this, make sure to keep a record. This is by far the most important thing you can do to increase your MMR. I can't tell you how many times I've tried to learn something, but forgotten because I didn't write it down. Make a spreadsheet, get a journal, write it on a whiteboard, whatever, just make sure your analysis and corrections are going somewhere. Human minds forget, paper doesn't. So write down a personal guide to your skill, all the timings from the games you've analyzed, every factor that made you mess up, every misclick, every misplay that separates you from the pros. Finally, after dozens or hundreds of games, the final step to raising your MMR is to outplay the pros. This last one is especially optional, and other steps can definitely get you to a high skill level in any particular field. However, if you're looking to seriously improve on one topic, then this is for you. So once you've gotten to the point where you can get the same item timing as Miracle, the same mana efficiency as PPD, or the split pushing know-how as Sumail, the final step is to go back over their replays and point out their mistakes and correct them in your games. This may sound strange, but it's the only way you'll ever become better than the talent already out there. Copying other high tier players will only ever get you to their level. To go beyond, you have to improve on what they're doing or theorycraft new stuff. farm faster, stack better, ward sneakier. Then, once you're a true master of one specific subject, pick another one and start all over again. But Andrewian, I hear you saying. How can I know what I don't know? How am I supposed to get better at something if I don't know why the pros are doing it? Well, I've got you covered. Because right here on this channel, I'm offering replay coaching sessions for solo players and teams looking to get better at the game. I'll sit down, look at your replay, and analyze exactly what went wrong and why you lost. So if you're into theory crafting, the specific inner workings of the game, or just really want to know why you got minus 25, check it out in the description below. If you don't want coaching or want some new knowledge, right now you can check out Harassing Improved, a guide focused on maximizing your lane efficiency by zoning the enemy. Or How to Not Die in Dota, a comprehensive guide on dying less, farming better, and winning easier. It's the first guide I made on this channel, but I absolutely love it, and I'll be plugging it to the end of time. That's all for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day and a great game.